Hi YouTube, it's Mama Dojon and baby fawn Charlotte is in the background. I don't know if you can see her, she's that little blue thing in the corner. She's gonna come into screen eventually. And Mipsy has decided to join us today as well. Looking very fancy sitting there. So about, I think a month or 2 months ago, I made a video about starting my debt-free journey and being a single mom who's $20,000 in debt and starting to pay it off. So I have been through 2 months of my debt-free journey where I've been keeping really strict track of, do you see her little hair? Where I have been just keeping tabs on everything that I've spent and monitoring my budget and trying really hard to put as much money as I can towards debt, not impulse spending, not spending things that I don't need to spend. And it's been going on for 2 months now, and I have failed miserably at attempting to pay off debt. So today I wanted to make a video, one, to keep myself accountable, two, to discuss how I need to completely change my thought process on spending money, and three, to just give you guys an update, because those of you who did start following for that video are probably wondering, like, what happened to the debt-free journey? The debt-free journey hasn't changed. I'm not, like, not paying off debt. It's just that I didn't do a good job of it for 2 months, and it was a huge learning curve, and I figured out a lot about my spending habits and how I treat money and how I need to reevaluate a lot of those things. So I have made a list, and I have really put a lot of thought into this on how I need to change my spending habits and how I can go into 2019 and really make it a year where I can pay off debt. So hi Charlotte, you finally come on screen. I gotta turn it. Hello! Hi! She's like, I love the camera. Okay, but we're gonna get back to this debt-free talk here. So there are 3 major mistakes that I have made in this debt-free journey so far. And 2 of those are due to spending habits, and 1 of those is just due to the lifestyle that I'm currently living. So first, I think I need to address the issue that I am living a lifestyle that is beyond my means. I could be living a much cheaper lifestyle than I am. I love the apartment that I'm in. I chose it because I was a single mom and I was really nervous to move into a cheaper area that may not be as safe. Right now, I'm living in a secure building. There's like a keypad and a lock system to get into the apartment building that I live in. It's in a really nice downtown area. And I'm on the 13th story of this building, overlooking a waterway in a city in Illinois, and my rent is astronomically larger than it needs to be for a single mom with an infant. I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment, like I said, on the 13th floor. I think it's around 1,000 square feet. It's a very large apartment. Granted, I am running my business in my apartment, so I need like some extra room, but not quite the amount that I have. And I have made the decision that when my lease comes up in February, I'm going to move into the cheapest possible place that I can find that's reasonable for Charlotte and I to live in, along with running my business in. So this is probably going to require me to move into a smaller place, a 1-bedroom. It means I'm not going to be in a downtown area. It means I'm not going to be in a secured building. What's wrong? Okay. Kitten and the cat are having a little issue over here. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. So, essentially, I'm just going to have to move into a place that's way more affordable. For me. And that means it's not going to be as nice. And I am going to have to make those lifestyle changes. Right now, I can afford where I'm living. I'm not spending beyond my means, but I could definitely live somewhere a lot cheaper that would allow me to put a lot more money to debt. So in February, when my lease comes up, I will be moving, and I will be moving into a smaller, not as nice, cheaper apartment. All right, now that the lifestyle issue discussion is out of the way, let's talk about my 2 really bad spending habits. So right off the bat, I noticed that I was really motivated when I was happy, when I was in a good mood, when everything was going right for me. It was really easy for me to save money, not spend money, pay off debt, really just attack the debt super hard when I was in a good mood. But the second my mood changed, I was a huge emotional spender. There are two ways that I have notoriously made myself feel better throughout my life. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't use drugs, but I eat. I'm an emotional eater and I am an emotional spender. And it's not like I'm going out and like outrageously spending money. I've never been the kind of person who just spends hundreds or thousands of dollars, but it's, going to the thrift shop here and going to sales there. And my big one was buying fast food. Like, when I wasn't having a good day, especially like being a single mom, you get so tired and so drained. And I would get to these points where I was like, I really don't want to cook dinner. I just want something easy to eat. I'm going to go grab fast food. I'm going to go grab a Starbucks. I'm going to motivate myself. If I can get all this stuff done today, I'm going to go and get myself dinner. And I spent like 4 or 5 times the grocery budget that I set for myself on eating out. I mean, I probably spent around $300 eating out each month. And it was purely based on the fact that I emotionally spent money. I very well could have stayed within my budget if I just would have worked through those emotions, but instead I spent the money to make myself feel better, which in turn at the end of the month just left me feeling really guilty and it just made me like want to avoid my budget altogether. I didn't want to look at the papers. I didn't want to do the math because I knew when I added it all up, I was going to be way over budget on spending impulsively on little household items and toys and things like that and food. So I did some self-reflection, and there were 5 emotions that I noticed really played a role in my emotional spending. The first was if I got physically ill, got sick, like the flu, was sneezing, just didn't feel well. In those cases, I wanted to go out and I just wanted to get out of the house in general. I don't like being cooped up in the house when I don't feel well. So I would take Charlotte out, and I just felt that was a way to keep her entertained, keep me busy. And in doing that, I was spending money just going shopping at random places to get out of the house and also eating out. And being sick, you don't really feel like cooking. But that's something I need to plan in advance for. I never used to get sick until I got pregnant and had Charlotte, and now I'm a single mom, and I feel like just the immense lack of sleep and the constant rush and the stress has definitely like weakened my immune system a bit, and I do get a lot more sick than I used to. So I need to prepare for that. I need to have meals on hand, and I need to have a plan of action of how I can make myself feel better when I'm sick without going out and entertaining myself by spending money. The next time I spent money was when I was physically in pain. There were 2 times over this last month where I was in a lot of pain, and one was during PMS, which is another separate one that I'm going to get into, and the other one was when I hurt my back. I don't know what I did. I put Charlotte's car seat into the car, and I kinked my back really bad, and it hurt for about a week straight, and it was just really painful and really hard to do things. And when you're a single mom doing things by yourself, it gets really difficult to take care of a child and run your business and stay on top of things. So to make myself feel better, I would go outside and reward myself with something. I'd be like, okay, if I get through this, I'm going to go and buy a Christmas present for Charlotte. And I ended up overspending the Christmas budget that I set for myself. Do you hear that? Charlotte got this little drum toy, which is awesome, but it is very annoying and it makes so many sounds. So we're probably going to be hearing lots of drum toy sounds in the background. But yeah, when my back was hurting, I definitely went out, rewarded myself just for getting through the day by spending money, either on food, on Christmas presents, on just little things for myself. Like I bought Christmas mugs and things that I didn't really need. But I was spending the money just because I was like, okay, I got through the day. I got through this physical pain. I did everything I needed to do. Let's reward myself by spending money. Again, I need to have a different plan of action for how I'm going to handle those physical pain moments. And with the physical pain, PMS is huge for me. I get really bad stomach cramps every single time that I have my period. And that doesn't make me feel good. And then you have the bloating and the mood swings. And just when you're on your period, I mean, not every woman is like this, but I would say a lot of women can relate. I just don't feel good. I'm moody, and again, it just came down to this reward system for myself, was feeding myself more food than I needed to buy and spending money on things I didn't need to spend money on. So again, I want to go into this next year with a different plan of attack for how I'm specifically going to handle my periods, because it's not just, buy some menstrual products and be good. For me, I have to learn how to not spend money when I'm on my period and I want to feel better. So I am going to really take time to plan out my period in advance. What am I going to do? Am I going to treat myself with a bubble bath that day? Am I going to give myself a manicure? Am I going to put on makeup? Am I going to take a hike outside? But they have to be activities that aren't going to cost me money and are going to ensure that that emotional spending doesn't happen. And the two other times that I have emotionally spent are when I am upset or when I am frustrated. So when something within my life is just really testing my patience. And around the holiday season, I think everyone can feel that, especially like for me, I'm obviously in a tight financial situation. Then I have all of this holiday spending and just these time requirements from tons of different people. It really put a lot of stress on me. I'm one of those people who internalizes it until it blows up. And to get through that internalized frustration and anger or sadness or whatever it may be, stress, again, I spend money. This drum toy. Being upset and frustrated and stressed, it's just something that's going to happen, and it's something that I'm going to have to learn to deal with. I don't really think that I can plan that out in advance or just find a way to make those issues go away. I just have to learn how to not spend money when those things are happening, because they usually happen right in the moment. I will have a call with Charlotte's father, who I'm split up from, and it isn't the best call in the world and it puts me in a bad mood. Then I go and spend money to make myself feel better. That's not what I need to be doing. I need to be really aware of my emotional spending and realizing when I'm buying something because I actually need that thing or it's within my budget, or I'm buying something because I think that it's going to take away whatever emotion I'm feeling at that time. So those are my emotional spending issues. And the other spending issue that I've had is that I invest a lot of money in other people. I feel like if someone buys me dinner, I need to keep up with that, and I need to buy them dinner the next time we go out, even if they're the person inviting me. And I said in my budget video that I wasn't going to be going out, and I had this guy who just really pursued me and was very persistent about trying to get me to go on a date. I finally agreed. We went on like 6 or 7 dates throughout the last 2 months, and I ended up overspending money because, one, I didn't know just how to say no and be like, now's not the time for me to be dating, and two, I felt the need to keep up with them. And not that he in any way made me do that or felt that I should be paying. That's just on me. And I do that with everyone. If I see my brother, I feel like I need to take him out for dinner. Or if I'm around my parents and they help me out with Charlotte for a day, I will try to buy them a little gift to show them hey, I really appreciate your help. I invest money in other people, and that's great. And I really hope that I can continue to do that someday. But right now, I really have to tone that back and recognize that I need to get my finances in order, and then I can help other people in their finances. And that really wasn't even the right wording, because I'm not helping other people with their finances, but I'm investing in other people, my time with them, and just things for them. My little one. I love her little sounds, but I give this warning in every video, and I'm going to say it again, because in case you're a new viewer, yes, my little one likes to add in her noise in this drum toy. Usually it's just her voice. Now we had the drum toy to add along with it as well. So yes, another one of my goals is to not spend money on other people until I have really gotten my own financial situation figured out. So basically, those are the issues that I've recognized and the things that I'm going to work on changing. But the other thing that I really want to do in this next year is try to adopt a somewhat no-waste lifestyle. I'm not going to say that I'm going to live a no-waste lifestyle, because I don't think I can right now. I would love to transition to that someday. It's not going to happen today. But there are a lot of things that I can cut out, just basic waste products like paper towels and things like that, that I think will save me a lot of money in the long run. So I'm going to approach that topic in an entirely different video, probably in January. And I think I'll also do a giveaway at that time, because I have a ton of these reusable grocery bag things that would be perfect to go with that video. So I think I'm going to do a giveaway with that video. So stay tuned for that if you want to partake in the giveaway. But during this next year, during my debt-free journey, I would really like to try to minimalize the wasteful products that I'm buying that I could replace with something much easier and reusable. And the last thing that I've recognized that I need to address in this new year with my spending is the fact that I reward myself with spending. If I get through an emotion, if I finish tasks during the day, whatever it may be that I feel like I need a reward for, I will go and spend money for that reward. So I think that habit alone is going to be really hard to break. So instead of just trying to go cold turkey and not rewarding myself with money, period, ever, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to reward myself in a different way. I want to take $50 each week for the first 3 weeks of the month, set it aside, and then at the end of the month, I'll have $150 that I can use to take a miniature, really cheap vacation. And I love traveling super cheap, and I think I can make some really fun YouTube videos about that. So that'll just be a really cool way for Charlotte and I to spend some time together within a reasonable budget. And it's also rewarding me for getting through the month and really staying on budget. So if I can stay on budget through most of the month, put quite a bit of money towards debt, then I can take that $150 and I can use it for a mini vacation for myself. I love traveling. It's something I used to do a lot prior to having a child, so I'd like to get back into that. And it's also a way that I can motivate myself to really, oh my goodness, motivate myself to really stay on budget and then have that reward at the end. So instead of just rewarding myself with all these mini rewards that happen so many times a week, I'm going to try to eliminate that bad habit and consciously save for a reward that I can have at the end of the month. So the first 2 months of my debt-free journey have been a learning experience. I don't want to say it was a failure, although I failed. I did such a bad job sticking to budget. But I learned so much about myself, my spending habits, things I need to change, and just budgeting in general. And I really think I got the numbers down now to understand what I do need to spend each month and what I can afford to put towards debt and how to control my spending in a way that's going to allow me to reach a debt-free lifestyle within a reasonable amount of time. So that is my update for my first 2 months on this debt-free journey. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to stay with me on this journey and continue to watch as I pay off $20,000 in debt, I would love to have you. You can come back to this channel. I don't know how often I'll make videos. I'm like, oh, I'll do it once a week, and then it's sporadic, and it ends up being like once a month. But I do get videos up occasionally, so if you want to hear about my debt-free journey and more of what I'm doing for that, stay tuned. And as always, thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone who comes to watch these videos. It means a lot to me that people even care about what I have to say, and it helps keep me accountable. So if you are on a debt-free journey, good luck to you. And if you would like to follow me in on mine, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you.